My name is Faye. I am 20 years old. I am currently living at Tent City 3 in Seattle, Washington. Um, I ended up here in a homeless encampment um, due to some variety things, including me being addicted to drugs and being kicked out when I was 15. I've been on my own since then. Um, I struggled with addiction nearly the last 3 years of my life. I have been clean for about a year and a half now. So being in a place where there's a lot of homeless and like drugs and all of that's a little struggle for me. I try to make a big difference here when it comes to that kind of stuff. Sometimes it doesn't really end up working out that way. Like recently, one of me and my husband's close friends here, he overdosed and passed away, currently right where I'm standing. And that was a really hard break for a lot of people here. For a lot of people, it doesn't make them hit rock bottom. But for other people, such as me, it does. Because when you see somebody pumping on somebody's chest for so long, it really strikes something in you. But there's other days where you really can make a difference or get people to go to rehab or try to make some kind of movement. I'm an EC here, which is part of the executive committee at TC3. So I try to help people as much as I can. I don't like kicking people out like other people do. I'm very big about making a difference and helping people instead of immediately booting them out. Because I think that makes you a bigger person and it makes you a little more compassionate for people here. Being here has been very tough. It's very tough being here. But when you're around the right people, you will find your family. You will find the people who will strive to help you do better even when they're not. It's hard to find those people here. There's a lot of fake here. But overall, it's a very beautiful, comforting area. And people here make it very easy. And the outside donators and stuff like that who come in and donate us food every day, hot meals every day, it brings us back to feeling like we're a little bit at home, and it's beautiful to me.
You mentioned here at TC3, what does that stand for? And can you say anything about like kind of how did this site start or what is?
Yeah, so TC3 stands for Tent City 3. The number 3 part of it is just multiple different units that we have throughout Washington. So we got to this location around like every 3 months or so. We moved to different locations. Like on the 30th of June this year, we're moving to a different location because it's a lease that we have, and so we ended up being here for about 6 to 9 months this time around. So we were very lucky with that. It just depends on who we're loaning the space from.
What is
Yeah.
the response from community neighbors? Is there any interactions with police?
The only time that we ever have interaction with police is when something goes on inside the camp. For example, if we have to bar somebody, aka kick them out for something, it's usually something serious that we have to kick them out for. If they get violent or refuse to leave after a certain amount of time, we are suggested to call the police. We are suggested to call the police because of safety matters or trespassing at that time, because after a certain amount of time, they're not a resident anymore. So they are trespassing. Yeah. And other small things that people get barred for, like if they don't uphold their security duties, which we don't pay rent here to live here since it's a homeless encampment.
Oh shit. New camera.
It's a homeless encampment, so we don't have to pay rent
Not mean to curse.
or
I'm sorry.
anything.
Oh, you're good.
We don't have, so we have to pay rent as doing either EC shifts, which is the executive committee, hygiene center, which is where we go to do our laundry and shower, or security, which is where you do perimeter checks, just make sure everything goes well around here. That's our way of like submitting as a community to keep this place running. You can't run it with just small people.
Is there any kind of like community orgs like street, mutual aid, harm reduction type resources that come through?
So we randomly get people from like companies that come. We have random foot care people that come and clean our feet. like it's really like weird stuff, but it's like convenient for a lot of people here due to hygiene. But we have a lot of housing people that come through here. The people who give out free phones through the government come here a lot. We have like open houses and stuff where like the outside community comes in, talks to us, we talk to them, give them a tour, and after that a lot of people come in from different companies. It kind of just, most of the time it dials down sometimes and then it spikes back up, so it kind of just depends on what goes on around here.
And is there any like thoughts, if you could just say anything to the void, so to speak, like if it could be about anything, like is there any thoughts that you would share?
I would say I would have like more advice than like other things. Like if you know anybody who is struggling with homelessness or addiction at that point and are homeless, I don't know, something that I noticed is just being there for each other.
No, but I feel like you're onto something.
Huh?
I feel like you're onto something.
Yeah. So like having like some people, even if they're kind of struggling a little bit, still having a good support of people will, hopefully for some people it does, for other people it's a little harder and you have to try a little harder to help. But for certain people, if you help them, like direct them in the right direction, they're more likely to strive and succeed just by little encouragement. And I've noticed that. I've had a lot of encouragement by people here, and like, I love it here. It's not the best circumstances, obviously, but I do love it here. I have a family here, and it's something that I would not change out of my story for the world. I would never leave this out of my story because it's something so beautiful and chaotic, but it leads you into such a beautiful direction. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.